learned so much from being a student in an online program about how I want to be an online teacher. One that stands out was a course that I took with Dr. Beck on strategic planning. When I saw it in my course schedule, I was like, oh, I don't want to do strategic planning, because the experiences I'd had in the past with it, I hated it. I hated strategic planning, but I ended up loving the course. It was wonderful. I learned so much. And so that one really stands out in my mind. All of our assignments and things, we had to use various types of technology, whether it was an LMS or recording or whatever. And I was able to incorporate the things that I was learning each week into my classes immediately, like doing video recordings for my students or whatever. I could use pretty much everything I learned immediately.